Good morning, comrades. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Nürburgring, in case you didn't see it yet. Just been to the Nürburgring Media Lunch 2022, which is a press conference where Nürburgring talks about the main topics of the upcoming year. So, let me quickly summarize it for you. It's going to be a full calendar without any corona restrictions, which is great. The fans are allowed alongside the track at VLN, at NLS, a 24-hour race again. Rock am Ring is coming back in its full effect. Hopefully more music festivals will follow. And also, Nürburgring Driving Academy has new type of Formula cars, namely Formula 4 cars. There was one more thing. There's going to be a 12-hour race for the first time ever. Probably, well, for the first time in a very long time, there's going to be 12-hour race, but it's actually a double 6-hour race on Saturday and Sunday. So it's going to be on 10th and 11th of September, as far as I remember. Very excited for that. Who knows, I have no plans, but it would be cool to drive myself, because by that time, I should be already fully recovered from my surgery, and I definitely want to do some races later this year. But for now, let's see what else is happening around the world of Nürburgring, Nordschleife, and just Nürburgring and Eiffel and all the things. Actually, you know what? I need to complain. We got hit by a Sahara storm. Look, the car is absolutely covered in snow. Huh, it's really horrible. No, now at least I have my excuse why the car is not clean. It's really, really bad. Forgot to mention a very important part. The media lunch would not be media lunch without lunch. So there was actually good catering provided by Lindner. So what do we have for media lunch?
Ja? Oh, Kartoffellauchsuppe. Bagels.
Look at that. Salmon for the games. Where's that salmon?
Amazing. Amazing job by our colleagues from
Yes.
Lindner, obviously.
Oh yeah. Stupid Sahara Sand. It's really bad, huh? Yeah, bad. Blessed are those that have garage at home, where they can store the car indoors, inside. Hallo?
You wanna go and
Can I make you happy?
Yes.
Ooh. Hello? What's happening?
We're putting the engine back in on mounts just to get it out of the way for a minute until parts turn up and stuff starts happening. This is a mess, Misha.
It is.
Just put my fingers in my mouth or something. That's flat. Fucking comfort, still way crossed. You good?
Yeah.
No, that's bad. Fixed.
Yes. So, test laps tomorrow, what? Einstellfahrten.
I'll be honest, I could probably, if I'd done an all-nighter, have this perfectly running again in the morning.
If we get all.
But, off the back of working for 2 weeks straight, no.
Well, I guess I'm gonna go do something else and see when you're finished.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I'd say we're just putting the engine in to get that out of the way so we can start using the time machine again.
Time machine.
Time machine, yeah.
Are we going back or forward in time?
I mean, we might as well go forward just to see how this year's going to pan out.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I can at least order parts for any crashed cars in advance. Cries in silence.
Oh no. So what do we actually need to do on the Cupra? It came back from the restoration. What's everything needed?
So it's got new front chassis rail, which is, I must say, from Manthey-Racing, I was unexpected, but they've done a good job. So the new front crash bar literally bolts up perfect. All the holes might line up nice. The back end luckily wasn't as bad as we thought, so they straightened what they needed to straighten there. Everything else is fine. Suspension's good, no cracks in anything. It's all mint, to be honest. It's all mint.
Cool.
So we're going to check it over anyway. I'm probably going to drop the rear axle because that is quite like dirty. So I want to give it a clean up. And it looks like they've already taken the bolts out anyway to check. So regardless, they need to be changed. So I might take the rear axle off, have a little look, make sure everything's good on the back. The front's already been checked. So not really that much. So we've got to build the bumpers up, plumb the engine in, find any broken parts. That there's little bits and pieces that I've just gone through and with an order up, but like there's a broken plug here. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what that's for, but we need to find it and replace it. So there's all that kind of stuff that we'll find, I'm sure. And then tidy the interior up. I think you had a door issue on the race, didn't you? There's something with the window.
Window.
So I think there might be some.
No, it was constantly going down. We had to disconnect it.
Right. So there's probably some water in a plug somewhere then.
Maybe it dried up over the last half.
Yeah,
year.
maybe. So we'll find the issue there. Could be the door control module fucked or something, or a wire gone through. Could be anything. So we'll check, and then that's it really. Just build it back up and give it a polish, give it some testing, drive it on the road for a few hundred kilometres and make sure there's no issues before we put it on track, because
we don't want to
end up paying for lens to. Ah, yes, the coolant hose popped. Good.
Yeah, and the 20 cars behind us.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'd rather test it on the road first and make sure it's all good. So I'll probably do some kilometres in it, maybe even a KO run or something after a while, and then some track testing. But we need to obviously realign it anyway. But I'm going to pull some camber out of it and pull some toe out of it because it's set up for slicks at the moment.
Yeah.
So
being aggressive.
We don't want customers taking it out when it's got like nearly -4 degrees of camber, and
yeah,
that's probably not a great idea.
Cool. So how long do you think you need to make it running again?
Depends on parts. I think if I have all the parts, we could probably have it done in a week, easy. But as the big problem is continuing from last year, there's a good chance we're not going to get half the parts in time anyway. A lot of it's going to be on back order and shit. So we'll see. We'll see what SAIT says first, and if they say everything's available, then happy days, and we'll just send it and get it built up as quick as possible, provided nothing happens in the meantime. But yeah, it shouldn't take that long.
Cool. Exciting. Some people actually ask the question, if the chassis is bent, it's usually totaled. How come you can straighten it?
No, it depends how bad it is. If you've got like on these cars, the chassis rails are pretty easy. They're pretty straightforward. It's not like a big job to put them in and out. If you take all this wiring and stuff out of the way, once you scrape back all the seam sealer, it's literally just spot welded in with sealant in between. You take the spots out and you put it on a jig and do all the measuring points along the chassis, and it lines up, and you put a new chassis rail and it's fine. Most of the time, after you put a new part in like this, obviously you spot weld it in, do what you've got to do with all the seam sealer in. It's no different to being factory. If anything, you can take that opportunity to make it stronger. So yeah, it's not necessarily totaled. It's, most people would say, oh yeah, it's totaled because you have to cut pieces of chassis away. What do you do on a race car when you seam weld a chassis? You basically like rip everything apart, cut all the seams open and re-weld them and stitch weld them and stuff. It's not really any different other than replacing a couple of bent parts and putting straight parts back in again. It's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make that much difference. Obviously, cost is the big factor.
Yeah.
So where most of that I would say stems from is the fact like, oh, this chassis rail to repair is like, oh, it's going to cost me $9,000. Do you want to spend $9,000 on replacing a chassis rail?
No, not on a car that costs 30 grand.
Exactly. Not a lot of people would do all that because it doesn't make sense, especially if the insurance isn't paying out. So it's not that bad. It's sometimes, in fact, to be honest, I've had cars on the jig before that have been not crashed and things are not lined up well, and they've been like heavily track abused and they're pissed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've had it ourselves on the GTA 6. You go to put the front panel back on, if you put a new front panel on, and the chassis rail is like, you can see how much it moves from all the track abuse, and that's before anything's been smacked. So, yeah, sometimes it's a bit hit and miss, but
yeah,
this was fine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. It's like the M2. The M2 can be repaired for sure, like our crashed M2.
Yeah.
But do we want to repair it? No. because
No time.
no, it's no time, it's money, and also it's had a slight smack before on the front.
Yeah.
So
I think 2 smacks on the
no, yeah, was it 2?
I think 2.
There's one when I came, and that was quite a bad.
And there was one before you.
Then 2 smacks for sure. So I wouldn't want to repair it twice.
Yeah.
It's just not on the same corner.
Yeah.
There's a limit, plus money. So it's just easier to buy a new car.
Yep. My dog is getting so spoiled, and end of April when I'm gonna be having my surgery and be out of, well, in hospital for a week and then out of action, Diana will be taking care of her. I'm gonna get the dog spoiled and fat back probably as well. But George finished saying something about buy another car. And actually today I was supposed to go with Robert to pick up, let me just put the mic completely on a fully directional because I'm talking straight into the camera now, maybe the quality should be even better now. I was supposed to go with Robert to pick up his new Polestar 2 in Arctic white color, fabulous. And then half an hour before I was about to leave, Nürburgring messaged me like, so you're coming to our media lunch, right? I'm like, it's today, totally forgot. So yeah, I'm really sorry for to Robert that I had to say sorry, I need to go there. But yeah, it was also good to see everyone and see what the plans are. And by the way, they said that the opening weekend of TF was the best opening weekend of recent times. So it was very good, something I forgot to mention in the introduction. I guess that's pretty much it for today's video. A bit of small update about Nürburgring, about the Cupra, about the Sahara Sand. Yeah, and that's it. Tomorrow we'll be going to Spa. Not sure if that video has been already published or will be published, because right now we already have so much content that we have filmed, which makes me happy. Makes me not happy, but makes me calm and not what's the right word? Come on, help me. What's the opposite of anxious? What's the opposite word of anxious?
Relaxed.
Relaxed or
confident.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. Thank you. Yeah, I want to say like the with the amount of content that we have filmed now, we have so much videos in advance, makes me when I will be having my surgery and I have enough content in advance. So it's like what?
Feeling secure.
Yeah.
Feeling
I'm like, I'm not stressed about that situation.
prepared.
Yeah, prepared. Yeah, no, not prepared.
Relaxed.
Yeah, I'm vibing.
Vibing.
Makes me vibe.
Yeah, vibing when you have a fucking saw in your jaw. Absolutely relaxed. Sounds about right.
Your whole face is gonna change. It's gonna be weird.
And probably my voice as well.
Really?
Yeah?
Hello. Hi, Carmrade.
No, it's not gonna be like that.
Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Nürburgring.
It's not like that.
You don't know.
That's scary. Sorry, I don't want to make you anxious.
No. Well, there's not much more I can add. I'm not even gonna take off the ND filter for that. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Bye. Almost forgot about the food shot, might as well include it. We have rice, chicken hearts, my favorite delicacy, and red hot chili pepper. I mean, insert song here, but yeah, also copyright strike. Yum, gains.